Because it's not music, it's music plus. It's not music, it's music plus.
Whoop whoop. MEANINGWAVE.
It's not music, it's music plus.
What's going on, baby? How y'all doing out there? Make some noise. You're now tuning into It's not music. It's not music. You already know. Welcome one and all to the Meaning Stream. I'm Akira the Don, artist, wavelord, DJ, architect of this here Meaning Wave universe. You are beloved, and we're very grateful to those of you locked in live for your patience. This stream has been steadily getting bumped back for over a week. I have never scheduled a stream and then readjusted the timing of it so much in my life. But that's what happens when you're on an epic quest. It would seem that is what happens when you're on an epic quest. Matthew Felty, thank you for the support, says hype. Cedric Tej similarly says hype. That's right. Hype by name, hype by nature, all that. How you're feeling out there? It is a beautiful day to be live here at the peak of recorded human civilization. Word around town. Shouts out to everybody locked in. We've got Hippie Happily, we've got the John Fortner Experience, we've got Scoops, Nick, Matthew, JT, Gorlomi 3000, Love Hysteria, Chinchilla and Manila. We got so many bad motherfuckers in the place. We're gonna do the international high five. Do me a favor. Drop a message in the chat saying where you're from and how you're feeling on this fine day. And smash that like while you're there. For the ancestors. Yeah. Yes, we are here at the dawn of recorded human history, says Scoops. That is correct. Golomi 3000, what's up? It's time to change some lives with this not music.
The old.
Excuse me?
It's not music, it's music plus.
Exactly.
The old frame used to be yourself.
Appreciate you.
Anybody ever used to give me that advice? Be yourself. Terrible advice.
That's my wide camera.
Reframe.
Why?
Become a better version of yourself.
Let me know how the sound is out there.
Become a better version of yourself. If you're satisfied being yourself, people aren't going to want to be around you. You're not that good. You need some work. And you should admit that you're a work in progress.
That's right.
People will like you better.
Cedric Tej on the bike, exhilarated.
What to do? Try being better.
Big Bad Wolf streaming on 2 devices, had to.
Of a system.
Locked in, nuke the like button from orbit. Congratulations.
Finding some way to be the improved
Righteousness.
yourself. You should be getting smarter, healthier. You should become wiser, kinder. You should be trying to get your depression down and get your mental health better.
Why not?
You should be trying to get different in every possible way.
Boom.
Become a better version of
yourself.
Become a better version of yourself.
What's up, Chinchilla in Manila in Switzerland at the moment? What a beautiful day. Stephen Pace feeling like the ancestors' chosen one. That's right. Gary, but today in the Galapagos Islands. Oh my goodness. Full Killers in Maryland. Feeling relief. I can relax my vigilist for the meaning stream now. After so many days. Yeah, a full week of scheduling the stream, then changing the time to another time and then another day. And then today a billion more times. While I was getting the sound working, it just wasn't working. I do not know why. It was fine the other day. I did the Coffee with Scott Adams, the Scott Adams School stream, and things seem to be working for that. And then I came in today and things were not working because there's been goblins in here. There were goblins in my studio, and when I find them, they will be very sorry. Matthew says pin chat for reschedule is still up. See?
Become a better version of yourself.
Yeah, it is. Thanks.
Version of yourself.
I think Rumble destroyed all my stuff remotely. Serge on the bike. We said that. Golami 3000. Oh no, we saw yours already. Appreciate the support, you bad individual. Love you, Syria Crossville. Blessed. What else we got going on? We got people all over the place. By Jove. We got the John Fortner Experience has incredibly good news. Oh really? What's the incredibly good news? We're missing Shecky, says Amanda. Where's Shecky at? We got Matthew in Colorado. We got Easy JPZ in Austin, Texas. We got me here in Mexico. Back from a Sacred Quest. About to head back out on Sacred Quest activities tomorrow. I'm going to tell you all about it. We've got Sacred Quests going on. Texas Empress says, thanks for the Neville album. It's changed my life. Oh, good. Very glad to hear that.
Become a better version of yourself.
All right, let's do that international high five. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? What you want to do is you want to aim at the screen. All right, you want to aim at your screen. And you want to cock back the elbow like this. You want to go 3, 2, 1. High five!
Become a better version of yourself.
You want to hold that shit. Hold that. Feel the combined energy of everybody listening to this stream live and on the replay.
When I
coursing down your arm.
And I went from not having money to doing well. People ask me if being and successful changed me. Did it change?
Oh boy.
Well, I hope so.
Oh boy.
That was the whole point. Why would I go through all that work to be the same person? Everything that I do has at least a secondary ambition of changing me. Like I don't go to the gym because it doesn't change me. I don't work hard in my career because it won't change me. I do it so it will. If I want to feel confident, what am I supposed to do? Just sit in the chair and try to gin up some confidence? No, I'm going to go do something. And then if it works, guess what? I get more confidence. Every day in every way, I'm trying to figure out how to be like a little bit better version of myself. Become a better version of yourself.
Wow.
Better version of yourself.
Incredibly good news.
The success is be yourself. You're getting some bad advice. Be better. Just be better.
Become a better version of yourself. That right there is from the album Almost Anything Could Happen Today. Almost Anything Could Happen Today. That is the album with Scott Adams. It is a thing of beauty and wonder. And it's out now. It's not just out now, by the way. You might have noticed, if you're an eagle-eyed person with eyes of eagles, that it is out on CD. That is right. It is out on CD. That's compact disc. Compact disc. Let's just go weird. Yo. Let me know if the volume just went down on the mic or if it's just in my ears. Anyway, yeah, it's out now on compact disc. Due to very, very popular demand. Like, super popular demand. People have been asking for that on compact disc, and we're making... Oh! There we go. Good. See? The gremlins. They've been in here. They've been messing with my stuff. It is a disgrace and a horror, but it's fine. That's fine. We can deal with that sort of thing because we're professionals in here. So since we're professionals, I will show you where you can get the CD. You can go to meaningwave.com, right? And just hit music there at the top. And it will take you to this page. And look, there's vinyl and stuff in here. But oh, what's this? Almost Anything Could Happen Today with Scott Adams on a CD. Are you bloody kidding me or what? That's right. This is a pre-order. We are expected to start shipping in March. And you will receive an email with the final shipping date as soon as the CDs are ready. They're coming with a full color 16-page lyric booklet designed by Jake, who did the last ones, and they were beautiful and everybody loved them. And it's a thing of glory and wonder. So go meaningwave.com and make sure you get yours, lest it sell out and you don't get another one like other things have. Like all of the clothes. There are no clothes on our shop. They all went. Clothes will come back. New clothes are coming soon. But for now, there are no clothes. There's a few hats. And there's these CDs. So go open up a browser, go meaningwave.com, click on music, and get your copy on CD of Almost Anything Could Happen Today with Scott Adams, the amazing album. Some of you might have seen I was on the Scott Adams School this week. And we talked about that record and how I got to be making music in the first place, how I got to be making music with Scott. Spoke with Scott's wife, ex-wife, but continual life partner somehow, Shelley, who was really lovely, who was told a little sweet anecdote about how Scott used to dance around the house singing along to these songs, which is a beautiful thing to imagine, to visualize in one's mind. Texas Emperor, thank you for the support. Says, Serious Stop Trying album with Neville Goddard was life-changing. Cheers. Well, cheers to you. And you can look forward to new Meaning Wave with Neville Goddard. I have been working on cleaning up some audio from some old talks, well, multiple talks. There was some stuff I really wanted to sample years ago, and the audio quality just was impossible. But now there's stuff like waves, clarity, and various other things. And you can remove all this hiss, and you can actually work with the original vocals without like AI artifacting from cleaning it up and stuff like that. So that's very exciting. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for things that I can work with, which I am very excited about. Gordolomi 3000 says that album was one of the craziest things I've heard. Changed my life. Well, you too. Well, shouts out to everybody who had life-changing Meaning Wave experiences. Yeah. As I have this stream is titled Quest or something like that. It's got Quest in the title. I did go on an epic quest, and but then you go, okay, well, there was this aspect of the epic quest, and then there was a part 2 of that epic quest, and then tomorrow I'm going on another bit of the epic quest. But then if you trace it back, the epic, it's all been epic quests. There's a way of thinking about your life. If you think about your life as in the terms of myth and legend, then it will feel more that way. But I mean, it is, right? I mean, it always is right from the get-go. That you'll hear it all is a crazy, crazy miracle. There's a song I really love by RZA from the Wu-Tang, and it's called Feel the Joy. And he narrates the journey of the sperm. He goes, what was it? My mind cast back to an early moon when I was just a sperm cell in a fallopian tube. And talks about going on a mission, right? And he talks about how, what is it? The other motherfuckers tried to race ahead, but I was the one who fertilized the egg. You know, he got there. It's amazing. He did it. And he's like, you know, but then, you know, what's he say at the end of it? But, you know, I thought that my work was done, but my struggle had only begun. Life is a struggle. And you go, okay, yeah, life is a struggle. You could say that, but life is also a quest, a sacred quest, or a series of sacred quests, a series of incredible missions, incredible sacred quests from the off. And I've been on sacred quests as long as I can remember. I was thinking about it. Like, as long as I can remember, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to make music. I knew I loved comics and anime, and I wanted to incorporate that into my work. I knew that from as early as I can remember, you know. And it made me, my awareness of, I guess, what I liked and what I was into and how I was and all those things made me quite different to everyone around me where I grew up. And I knew that I had to get out of there and find people like me. And I had to do that as soon as I could. And, you know, at first I tried like running away from home. I think I was 7 when I first did, which is crazy to think, you know. And then I did a bunch of times. My son's never run away from home, but the idea of it would seem ludicrous to him. He very much likes his home. He doesn't want to go. And because he goes on epic quests with us, you see. We're always on epic quests. But I left home the day before my 16th birthday, eventually. And I went on an epic quest. And, you know, I wanted to find like-minded people, and I wanted to be able to, you know, make music. And I went on this epic quest. And very soon I found myself in a large city around like-minded people. And I found myself in a band, and I did shows and things of that nature. And then there were all sorts of disasters associated with that. And like by the time I was like early 20s, at 20, I was in a band in London. And I found myself in a band in London, and it was doing pretty good. You know, we were rehearsing in the basement, and we were making this really cool like punk rap music. We were like a digital punk rap, I think we called ourselves at the time. This was like 2000. But the other guys I was in the band with, I realized, you know, they didn't have the same like desire and drive that I did. It wasn't their life. It wasn't what they wanted to do. They were having fun with it while on the way to being lawyers and such like. They'd all been to like Oxford University and shit. I met them in London clubbing. And the singer was an actress whose father was a famous actor. So they didn't have the same sort of hunger I did. And, you know, even for us to get out of the basement, we used to just rehearse. I booked as a gig and then put a little advert for it in the back of the NME without telling them, so that we had to get out of the basement and go and do a gig. So it forced us to like finish some songs and do a gig. They were very annoyed with me at the time, but then we did the gig and the gig was awesome. And very quickly we became sort of the talk of the town, and they wrote about us in magazines and stuff and all that type of thing. But we didn't even release any records. We pressed up one 12-inch while I was in the group. But they like I said, they did not have the same drive I did, and I realized that. And I was 22 or something, and I thought, God, I'm going to die soon. My time is running out. I don't have much time left. So I taught myself how to do everything. I taught myself, well, at that point, I taught myself how to make beats and record myself and all that sort of thing. And I made a couple of songs, like 2 songs, I think. And one of them, I just posted it on the internet. This is like 2003 or something. And a guy heard it, who was from a small record label, and he was like, "This is fantastic. Have you got any more of these? Let's have a meeting." I said, "Yeah, I got loads. Sure, let's have a meeting." And I arranged to have a meeting with him, and I was like, "Okay, I've got like 2 songs. I better make some more songs." So I just spent that weekend making a bunch of songs, one of which was a song called "Oh, What a Glorious Thing," which some of you might know. And I sort of sampled it on a song called "Make It Beautiful" with Jordan Peterson. But that was like one of the first songs I made, you know. And I went and had a meeting with this guy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is great." Da 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 da. He's like, "You know, there might be a problem with you because you're like a white British guy and you're rapping, you know." And I remember thinking I'd noticed the Strokes, who were an American sort of like guitar band, and no one liked them in the USA. And what they did is they came over to the UK, to London, and people in London thought, "Oh, there's this cool band there from New York," and they blew up over here. And I thought, what if I did like the opposite? If I went over there, I'd be like a sort of like British rapping person, which at that point was pretty rare, and that would be interesting. So I decided to do that. So I didn't have any money or anything, so I rang up my bank and I chatted up the girl on the phone and got them to lend me a small amount of money to buy a plane ticket, and I flew to America. And my friend Wade, who you may know from various things that we've done together over the years, was over there in Miami. I went to stay with him. And I had a demo, a CD of those songs that I'd made when I told that guy I had loads of songs. And that ended up being played in a hairdresser's. There's a much longer, this is the shortest version of the story I can think to tell. But a friend of mine's girlfriend was playing my CD in a hairdresser's in New York while I was staying in Miami. And a guy from a record company called, I think it was 5 Points or something, who just signed Lana Del Rey, either they were just did or they were going to. Heard it and was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And I was in Miami at the time. I was and I was hanging out with a friend of mine in the Everglades, and I came out of the Everglades where I'd been like picking up crocodiles and all that sort of thing, alligators. And my BlackBerry was going crazy, and they were like, "Oh, you've got to fly to New York, and all these people want to meet you, and Madonna's lawyer wants to work with you, and da da da." And within a week, I'd gone to New York, and then I was in LA, and I was sat with Jimmy Iovine from Interscope, eating ice cream, with him telling me I was going to do to rap music what the Beatles had done to rock and roll. And I thought, well, this quest is going well. This is a good epic quest. And it was a good epic quest. And then, then I spent the next year sort of running around all over the USA, making an album, which was in itself an amazing quest, with all sorts of mini quests within it. Quests nested within quests. And then eventually it got to the point where I went back to see Jimmy Iovine and play him the songs I'd been making, and he listened to them and he said, "Well," it's so funny thinking about it now, the songs I was playing him. One was called Bankers, and went, "Put your fingers in the corners of your mouth and say Bankers," and was about like the international banking syndicate, and their plans for enslaving humanity. I had a song called "Thanks for All the AIDS" that was shouting out Bono and Live Aid, And he was like, "You need to get in with will.i.am and do some pop songs." Anyway, we finished the album, and I got word back from I got finished the album, and I was in with the press office, and we were working out a whole marketing campaign and what we were going to do with all the billboards. At that time, I had like a twiddly mustache, and we had this whole idea that we were going to put like these twiddly mustaches on other people's billboards, and long blonde hair. I had the long blonde hair. So we were going to spray paint blonde hair on, like, say, a billboard of Jay-Z and put a mustache on it type thing. And anyway, then we got the word down that they didn't like the lyrics and I needed to change the lyrics. And at that point, I kind of knew it was cooked. I was aware at that point Jadakiss was on the label. Busta Rhymes was on the label. He'd recorded, I believe, 3 or 4 albums for them, which they refused to put out for similar reasons. So I thought, if Busta Rhymes can't get it off over here, what am I going to do? And I'd had one of my songs in a movie called My Super Ex-Girlfriend. It was that song, "Oh What a Glorious Thing," that I wrote in that weekend when I told that guy I had more songs when I didn't have songs. That was one of the songs. And I got a bunch of money from that, and I used it to buy my album back out of my record deal and become an independent person. And then I went on a new quest, the quest of being an independent person in this world. And then in 2013, I had my son. I should say that after that, I then spent, 5, 7, whatever it was, years being independent guy and going on that quest and sort of working things out completely. Like, I made like scores of mixtapes, released hundreds of songs independently, worked with all sorts of different people, rappers. I put out the very first online mixtape ever, I pioneered all sorts of things, did all sorts of amazing stuff, you know. Just gloss over that whole bit. But yeah, in 2013, I had my son. And then came a new epic quest, because I knew then I had to get really serious. I had to provide for my wife and my son. And all this kind of independent, hustly music stuff was not the most reliable thing. And I'd never quite fulfilled the dream of taking the music as far as I wanted to take it. And I knew that if I did not do that, I would be bitter and resentful and sad, and that's no thing for a father to be. Simultaneously, though, I knew I needed to be able to provide. So I hatched a new plan, and that plan was to become a superstar DJ while working on a new kind of music and to develop a new kind of music. And once again, I set my sights on America, and my old friend Wade, who I'd stayed with in Miami that time, if you remember, we used to live together in London. We've lived together all over the world in different places. But he was in Los Angeles. And anyway, we concocted a plan to go to Los Angeles and become superstar DJ. And that's what we did. And that wasn't easy. Getting a US visa is not easy. It's a very difficult thing, but we saved up money, and we decanted and went and lived by the sea in Wales in a cheap little house, and I got fit and ran on the beach every day, and went on walks, wheeled my son around in a pushchair up around the mountains. And here was another epic quest, the epic quest of getting to the USA. And we got to the USA, and then became the epic quest of becoming a superstar DJ. And then, you know, I worked very hard, and soon I found myself DJing in all these places in Hollywood, and DJing for parties for people like One Direction-y guy, and DJing for Justin Bieber in random situations, and doing all sorts of crazy things. DJing in these clubs in Hollywood and Wiz Khalifa on the weekend, and people like that are like hanging out in my booth, and I can't see what I'm trying to DJ because there's smoke all over the place. And along through that journey, I learned many, many things, and it led to me through a long series of events, which can be detailed in much longer broadcasts or different broadcasts, but it led to the creation of MEANINGWAVE. And MEANINGWAVE would be the adventure of a lifetime. Yeah. To embark on something new within music, and to really go in and lean into it, and create. You know, it was ideas initially, and it developed into this thing. And you know, so that was like we were going all in on MEANINGWAVE, and that was the new quest. The quest is to get MEANINGWAVE as big as possible, to get MEANINGWAVE into arenas. The plan was in 2021 to take MEANINGWAVE on tour. Travel all around, taking MEANINGWAVE to the people. But of course, you know, man plans and God. God say ha 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 ha. And it was at that point that Tom Hanks disease was unleashed. And then all sorts of other demons. And suddenly it was time for a new quest. It was a new quest to go to Texas, get out of Los Angeles and secure a future for the Don dynasty. And then, of course, there was a new quest upon quest. Then it was the quest to get the new visa, because you have to get a visa every 3 years if you're a British person like me living in the USA. So it was the new visa quest. But there was the whole Tom Hanks disease thing going on, and it was all messing things up. Anyway, we eventually got the visa approved, but it was not as simple as it had been previously, and previously it had not been simple, but there were all sorts of extra conundrums. And partially it was theorized because of my MEANINGWAVE work, but anyway, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, so we got the new visa. And so the next quest was that you have to pick somewhere outside of the USA to go and get your visa stamped. Whole family. Quest. We like a quest. We thought, hey, what about Cancun? We like Cancun. Cancun is great. Cancun is, I remember when I married my wife, the night before we got married, I watched True Romance, one of my favorite films. And at the end of True Romance, spoiler alert, they go to Cancun. I said, I will take my wife to Cancun this time in the decade. And crazily enough, it was a decade after we'd got married, just about. was close to. So I thought, hey, let's go to Cancun. So we packed a bag, laptop, little keyboard, little laptop-sized mixing application, which is over there. And we went to Cancun. And long story short, while we were there waiting for our visa appointment, which was longer than usual because of the Tom Hanks disease stuff, the new American administration decreed that you were not allowed back in the USA as a legal immigrant if you were not vaccinated. And we were not vaccinated. It was trendy at that time. It was like, everybody get vaccinated. Yeah. You know, do the vaccine. There was a dance by some creepy guy on the telly, you know. But I wasn't partaking in that personally for reasons, you know. Anyway, so they didn't let us back in the country. So, you know, we built this whole life, studio, business, employing a bunch of people, all this type stuff, and a house, a home. We bought a lovely sofa. I'd spent money on a sofa for the first time in my life. It wasn't the first time in my life. I spent more than a decent amount of money on a sofa. Like, it was a nice sofa. I loved that sofa. And suddenly we couldn't get back to that sofa, and we found ourselves stranded in Mexico with a new quest to start a new life from scratch in a foreign country where we didn't speak the language. And so that's what we had to do. And it was funny at the time because I couldn't tell anyone about it because of all the sort of legalities of things. We didn't know if talking about things had caused problems or what have you. So no one really knew and what was going on, least of all of us. But we did it, you know. We went on that quest, and there were many mini quests within that. I had to get a Mexican visa. I had to go to Costa Rica multiple times. I got stuck in Costa Rica and trapped and locked out of Mexico for a bit, trying to get the visa there in a similar sort of fashion. So many little micro quests, so much magical mystery and wondering glory for me and my wife and my son, who was a little boy when we got here, a little 7-year-old boy, and now he's a 13-year-old young man who towers above me, and is an absolute unit, an absolute beautiful unit. But we did that anyway. That's a quest that we did, and then came a new quest connected to that whole, you know, the little babe, the little child becoming a man and all that sort of thing. I knew that while I loved it here in Mexico, I could not stay here forever, that I had things to do in other places, in that place of which I dreamed all those years ago, which I should have mentioned earlier in this. If I'd scripted this, I would have mentioned that as a little boy, I always dreamed of going to America, that my grandmother dreamed of going to America and nearly did, and then was stopped at the last minute. That it was always my dream to go to America, and I was so happy when we did. And that I never felt that I belonged anywhere really, because we'd moved around so much when I was little. And when I was born in England, we moved to Wales when I was 2, and so I felt like I didn't belong there. But then when I moved back to England when I was 17, I didn't feel like I belonged there because I was Welsh, and all these various things. The only place I ever really felt like I belonged was when I was in America for some reason. And we've had a wonderful time here in Mexico, but my son needs to be around other people with shared language and cultural things in order to blossom into the epic being he needs to be. And I need to be back around you guys. Most of the MEANINGWAVE audience is in the USA. There's people all over the place, as we know. That's why we do the international high five. There's people in every country on earth, according to the metrics. But most of you, over 70%, are in the USA. And so we concocted a mission well over a year ago now, to do what we could to aim at returning to the USA. And after many, very long and hard year of tribulations and trials and quests, we are finally now able to announce, reveal, and to know in ourselves that we are indeed returning to the USA. We have the visas. We have been on the quests to the various consulates. We've done the interviews. We've done all the paperwork. We've spent the huge amounts of money. We've done all the things that you need to do to become the visa is the the alien of extraordinary ability. I have the alien of extraordinary ability visa back, and I will be returning to the USA tomorrow. I will be vanguarding it tomorrow to go find us a house, and then we shall be moving there in a month or thereabouts, which means we will be back together again. That 70% of us, and the rest will be able to share in that joy. And that 2021 plan of doing shows, that's going to be back on the menu. All sorts of things are going to be back on the menu. So many things I had to turn down. I was invited onto the Gutfeld show in its first week of broadcast. And then again, a while later, lots of things I've been unable to do because of being locked out of the USA. So we're very, very excited. We're very, very excited for this new quest. The new quest of what I deem to be the third phase of MEANINGWAVE. The first phase was its initial birth in the USA. Its second phase was its intense development against all manner of adversity in the jungles of Mexico. And we will now be embarking on a third phase of MEANINGWAVE in the USA. And I've been wanting to tell you about it for ages. But it's not good to talk about things until they're definite. Anyway, I'll play a song and then we can talk about it all a bit more. This is a song I wrote here on the beach in Mexico. It would not exist were it not for Mexico. And all of these crazy things that happened while I was out here on these quests.
Akira. Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound and motion of the sea has been pure magic. Has been pure magic.
Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound and motion of the sea has been pure magic. It's been pure magic.
Even the mere intimation of its presence. Gulls flying a little way inland. The quality of light in the sky beyond hills which screen it from view. The lowing of foghorns in the night. If ever I have to get away from it all, and in the words of a Chinese poet, wash all the wrongs of life from my pores, there's simply nothing better than to climb out onto a rock and sit for hours with nothing in sight but sea and sky.
Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea has been pure magic. It has been pure magic.
Although the rhythm of the wave is a kind of time, it's not clock or calendar time. It has no urgency. It's timeless time. Because I know I'm listening to a rhythm which has been just the same for millions of years. And it takes you out of the world of relentlessly ticking clocks. Clocks, for some reason or other, always seem to be marching, and armies never march to anything but doom. But there's no marching rhythm in the ocean waves. It harmonizes with the breath. It does not count our days. Its pulse is not in the stingy spirit of measuring, of marking out how much still remains. It's the breathing of eternity, like the Brahma of Indian mythology, who inhales and exhales, manifests and dissolves the worlds, endlessly, forever. As a mere conception, that sounds appallingly monotonous. Until you listen to the breaking and washing of waves.
Ever since I can remember, anything I own, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea has been pure magic. It's been pure magic. Ever since I can remember, anything I own, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea has been pure magic. It has been pure magic. It has been pure magic.
That was a song called Pure Magic from the brand new album, This Is Why I Love the Ocean, with Alan Watts. It was quite nice. I was on the Scott Adams School, and they'd got some questions from the people on Locals, one of which was, Akira the Don, when are you going to do a new Alan Watts album? And the answer was, now. Now. It just came out on January 30th, which is not very long ago. It's like a week and a half at that point. Shouts out to everybody locked in. Thank you, Calvin McCollins. Says Quest Maxing. Exactly. Good point. Reverse Texodus says Sunshine Edge. Kind of. Mexodus. Kind of. No, the first one would have been Mexodus. Anyway. There should have been a Mexodus thing, but we didn't know it was a Mexodus. We thought we were just popping over to get our visas stamped and we'd be back in the USA in a couple of weeks or something. Like a month or so at the latest. We did not realize we would still be here 5 years later. Matthew Morgan, appreciate you, says $10 US to welcome you back. Thank you very much. Chinchilla Manila says, do you look forward to mowing your lawn again? Well, it won't be the same one. We're not going back to the same house. The house, I mean, you know, we kept it for a year, over a year, paying the rent and everything, paying a gardener to come and mow the lawn. And eventually we realized we weren't going to be getting back. Because it didn't look like they were going to be changing that whole vaccine requirement at that point. That eventually got changed like 3 years or 4 years later or something. But so we had to pack up our house remotely. Charlotte, my beautiful wife, handled all this. Like, she was on FaceTime with like a bunch of movers who packed everything. It was incredibly expensive and emotional. We had to like pack up our lovely house that we really loved and really did think we were going to stay in for more than like 10, 11 months, and put it in storage. So all of our stuff, you know, has been in storage in Texas ever since. That's aside from the stuff that is still in storage in North Wales. JC the Lionheart says yes. Free Consciousness says amazing. Where? Well, I'll be flying to Nashville tomorrow, and where I've never been there, but I always wanted to go. And very importantly, my grandmother, who I was very close with and loved very much, she always wanted to go. She loved country music, and she modeled herself on Dolly Parton, and she always dreamed of going to Nashville, so her bloodline will be going there. And that in itself is a sacred quest. Welcome to Team USA, says Paul Arthur Martin. Thank you very much. USA, says Stephen Pace. Exactly. Lizbeck says USA, baby. Exactly. And welcome, Cindy, to level 2. And thank you, Eddie D.V. Says awesome stuff. And truly it is. Truly it is. And, you know, it's been a very wonderful experience. Very, it's been an amazing experience going through all this. You know, it's not something that you plan on. It's not something when I was thinking, okay, we're gonna go to America, and then we're gonna get like randomly, we're gonna build a life, and then we're gonna get randomly locked out of the country and lose everything and have to start again from scratch. I never considered that as a thing that might happen ever. in my life, I never considered that that would be a thing that would happen. But it did happen, and we dealt with it, and we, you know, wonderful things happened. We met some wonderful people who became like family and will be friends with for life. I discovered the joy of physical fitness, and found a wonderful gym and found people, and particularly one man in particular who taught me so much, and you know, probably helped extend my life by decades. All sorts of incredible things. And of course, all of the music that has been created since May 2021 would never have existed in any other way. Literally would not have existed. I would not have written the same music anywhere else. Even, I mean, just the happenstance of, like, if I happen to write a song at 2 o'clock, it's going to be completely different than it would have been if I'd gone in at 3 o'clock. So the whole, like, 5 years of MEANINGWAVE, which is more, MEANINGWAVE started in 2017, really in earnest in 2018. But most of it was created here, incredibly. And in my mind, the best stuff, because I feel it gets better as it goes along. So I'm very excited. And so this has been me on my own in the jungle. And, you know, for years of it, I was operating out of like an Airbnb, downstairs room of an Airbnb. Eventually, Juanita and Benjamin, the lovely people who we found ourselves sort of with, who owned the property, became big MEANINGWAVE fans and literally built me a studio. Like, you know, literally, you know, we worked with them on it, but they, you know, built a building on their property down the other end of the pool that I'm in right now, that I've made all these records in, which really is amazing, and it has been incredible. And it will be very sad to leave aspects of this life, particularly my lovely studio desk, which I don't think is going to fit in carry-on luggage. And it's the best desk I've ever had. It was custom built by real Mexican wood artists, and it's got like a slide-out drawer for the keyboard, and it's got like perfectly sized rack units to plug my compressor and things into. And you know, it is a quest that we're going on now. We've got to start again from scratch. We've got to once again rebuild from nothing. It's incredibly expensive again. The amount of money I've spent on building studios and relocating and moving my family around over the past 20 years, we could probably live in a nice house at this point, and with a garage and stuff. But as it is, we have ourselves a magical quest energy. And magical quest energy cannot be bought. That is one thing for certain. Magical quest energy is not purchasable. Shout out to my beautiful wife who's there in the chat. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Cedric says, never forget the Golden Curtain. Well, the Golden Curtain is in storage in Texas, and we will be reclaiming the Golden Curtain. So it might be the case that one day soon you might again get to witness the glory of an Akira the Don live stream with the Golden Curtain. How about that? Incidentally, given that I've delayed the stream 1,000 times, I did not have time, make time to put together a suitable playlist. And I would ask you now, MEANINGWAVE enjoyer, what MEANINGWAVE records can you think of that are quest related that I should play? I should play a couple. I can't think of one. Ooh. Chinchilla Manila says, will you make a part 2 to David Vaughan's Flow? I probably should, and I probably should make more, narrative rap records than like one every 5 years or something. But yes, I probably should. I probably should. What about that? Yeah, that's there. That's there, so that should work. All right, give me a second. DJ Software, stop being annoying. I'm going to play a record about adventures. La 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 la. Adventure record. Dun, dun, dun. If I may. You going to come in? Reveal and find it, maybe if I do it that way. Alright, that's better. No? File cannot be played. The file may be... What? There's nothing wrong with the file. It's a good file. Perfectly good file. You believe this? Anyway, never mind that. Okay, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. I like that. All right. Whose idea is this? I let I can just glance at the chat. Look, there's loads of songs. That is true. I'm looking forward to having a nice system where I can just like type in Quest and it'll pull up all the Quest songs. I have that for certain things. I can type in Jim and it will bring up songs that I've literally tagged with Jim. But I didn't think to use Quest as a tag. I should have. Stephen Pace.
Akira. Pull up in the drink.
And Fool Killer.
Simply put, a mythology is a set of stories, of ideas that tries to make sense of the world and our place in it.
Epic Quest.
Special knowledge or education is required.
Make some noise for the Epic Quest.
Interest in what it means to be alive.
Go.
Two kinds of mythology. What is called the right-hand path, the mythology of the village compound that keeps you fixed in the context of your world. You grow up here, you live as expected, you live a dignified, successful, and in a rich society, a richly developed life. On the other hand, you may flip out. You may have the feeling of incongruities here. This doesn't go with me. And then you move out. You move out into a realm of danger. This is known as the left-hand path. Left-hand path. You follow the way of your own bliss. And you are in a realm for which there are no rules. You follow the way of your own bliss. And since your bliss is not mine, you don't know where you're going. Here you will live a life of danger, creativity, perhaps not a respected life, but certainly an interesting one. And these are the two choices. And there are mythologies for both. There's the right mythology, which is local to each culture. And then there is what I would call the general mythology of the hero journey, the night sea journey, the hero quest, where the individual is going to bring forth in his life something that was never beheld before, namely the fulfillment in time and space of his own potentialities, which are peculiar to himself. The fulfillment in time and space of his own potentialities, which are peculiar to himself. You follow the way of your own bliss, and you are in a realm for which there are no rules. You follow the way of your own bliss, and since your bliss is not mine, you don't know where you're going. 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 You don't know. You follow the way of your own bliss, and since your bliss is not mine, you don't know where you're going.
What? Good choice. Bruh. Nice.
I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world.
Not long ago, Albert Schweitzer, the great doctor and Nobel Prize winner, was being interviewed in London. And a reporter asked him, "Doctor, what's wrong with men today?" The great doctor was silent a moment, and then he said, "Men simply don't think." And it's about this that I want to talk with you. We live today in a golden age. This is an era that man has looked forward, dreamed of, and worked toward for thousands of years. But since it's here, we pretty well take it for granted. We in America are particularly fortunate to live in the richest land that ever existed on the face of the earth. A land of abundant opportunity for everyone. But do you know what happens? I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world. I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world. Let's take 100 men who start even at the age of 25. Do you have any idea what will happen to those men by the time they're 65? These 100 men who all start even at the age of 25 believe they're going to be successful. If you asked any one of these men if he wanted to be a success, he'd tell you that he did. And you'd notice that he was eager toward life. That there was a certain sparkle to his eye, an erectness to his carriage, and life seemed like a pretty interesting adventure to him. But by the time they're 65, one will be rich. 4 will be financially independent. 5 will still be working. 54 will be broke. Now think a moment. Out of the 100, only 5 make the grade. Why do so many fail? What has happened to the sparkle that was there when they were 25? What's become of the dreams, the hopes, the plans? And why is there such a large disparity between what these men intended to do and what they actually accomplished? I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world. I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world.
Nightingale, The Strangest Secret in the World. From the album The Strangest Secret in the World. That's the first track. For some reason, that song was blowing up on YouTube. And a loads of the comments were like, what's the secret? What's the secret? It's like, well, you have to listen to the whole album. People aren't used to listening to whole albums these days. So you do need to listen to the whole album. Shaz has every looked in. Anyway, there was a larger point, and there was more that we were going to do with this stream, which is why I kept pushing it back. But rather than keep pushing it back, I thought that I would do it. You know, you got to be careful about telling people things before they've happened. There's lots of reasons for that. It's this funny thing, right? Because there's this whole thing of like fake it till you make it, which is true in a kind of weird spiritual way. But there's also a thing which is wherein if you tell people what you're doing, that is a thing you really are doing, that you're planning to do before you do it, as opposed to something you're trying to bring into being in a more abstract fashion. That can fuck with it. Sometimes different people can have different ideas about things, and those things can the energy of that can interfere with things. People be putting curses on you and shit. But I'm confident that the will of the Meaning Wave autonomous zone here, the people gathered here, that your feelings about this mass are good feelings, and that perhaps you will bless us or say a little prayer or just think happy thoughts about this quest that we're going on. And the energy you bring to it will help. If anyone knows of a rental property in Nashville with a built-in studio or a soundproofed room that could be converted into a studio quite easily, do let me know. Anyway, I'm going to play a couple more songs. And this next one is perfect after that one. I'm going to play it for Alex, her, who says the title of the song. The title of the song is this.
We become.
That's right.
What we think about.
That's right, Alex.
We
appreciate you.
What we think about.
Let me say that again.
We become. What we think about. Now let me say that again.
Yeah.
We become. What we think about. Throughout all history, the great wise men and teachers, philosophers and prophets have disagreed with one another on many different things. It is only on this one point that they are in complete and unanimous agreement. Listen to what Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, said.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it."
A man's life is what his thoughts make of it.
Disraeli said this: "Everything comes if a man will only wait. I have brought myself by long meditation to the conviction that a human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it.
Yeah.
And that nothing can resist a will that will stake even existence for its fulfillment."
Okay.
We become what we think about. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about. Ralph Waldo Emerson said this: "A man is what he thinks about all day long." William James said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind." And he also said, "We need only in cold blood act as if the thing in question were real, and it will become infallibly real by growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real. It will become so knit with habit and emotion that our interest in it will be those which characterize belief." He also said this: "If you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly attain it. If you wish to be rich, you will be rich. If you wish to be learned, you will be learned. If you wish to be good, you will be good."
Good.
Only you must then really wish these things, and wish them exclusively. And not wish at the same time 100 other incompatible things just as strongly. We become what we think about.
thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale.
Chad busting 10 out for L. Let's go.
The greatest laws in the universe. Fervently do I wish I had discovered it as a very young man. It dawned upon me much later in life, and I found it to be one of the greatest, if not my greatest discovery outside of my relationship to God. And the great law, briefly and simply stated, is that if you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, you will achieve positive results. That is the simple fact, which is at the basis of an astonishing law of prosperity and success. In 3 words, believe and succeed.
All right, good point.
Believe.
Thank you.
Succeed.
Cindy Betty, what's up?
Believe.
Says bring something toasty to wear in Tennessee. I mean, this is another thing. Aside from the fact that I've basically got to
and succeed.
build another studio from scratch, pay huge amounts of money to move across the world and all that type of thing. I have to get a whole new wardrobe, like a literal whole new wardrobe. I live in Mexico. Hace pinche calor. Hace pinche calor. Right? It is fuego aquí. And I therefore only own t-shirts and shorts and sliders these days. I haven't got a coat. I went to visit my family in Wales at Christmas and I was freezing the whole time, so I didn't have no coat. All I've got, right, is like a MEANINGWAVE hoodie that's like one of the samples of the new hoodies we're having made.
And succeed.
And like all my old clothes that are in storage in Texas will not fit me anymore because I was a skinny lollipop head in those days.
Believe.
I wear a large now. Shit.
Believe and succeed.
Shit.
Believe and succeed. Believe and succeed. Believe and succeed.
All right. I saw a story in the South China Morning Post. You asked the question, can you train your mind to be happy? And it says, yes, the expert says. Would you like to know how? Would you like me to train you with my hypnosis experience into how to be happier? All right, well, I won't hypnotize you. I'll just tell you how to do it. Number one, whatever you think about the most is who you are.
Okay.
It's who you are. It's who you are. What you think about the most is who you are. Who you are. Who you are. It's who you are.
Make some noise for Scott Adams up in this time.
What you think about the most is who you are. Who you are. Who you are.
And you can change what you think about the most. It's easy.
Facile.
Watch. Think about your favorite animal. Could you do it? Yeah, of course you could. You all had different favorite animal. Music Plus. When I said, think about your favorite animal, you could do it. So that was when your brain was focusing on a cool thing that you liked. Favorite animal. Probably made you a little bit happy. I mean, just a little bit. But during that time you were thinking about your favorite animal, you weren't thinking about some bad thing that could have potentially put you in a bad mood or affect your energy or make you anxious or anything. Whatever you think about the most is who you are.
It's who you are. It's who you are. What you think about the most is who you are. Who you are. Who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. What you think about the most is who you are. Who you are.
What's your favorite animal, chat?
I just proved to you that if you just
I vote tiger.
the habit to change your thinking from whatever negative stuff to positive stuff, and it's really that easy. Just think about stuff you everybody likes something. Think about a person you
Tiger.
experience you had, a walk on the beach.
I think about the chat.
Just think about it.
Yeah, cuties.
And reduce the shelf time that you give to the bad thoughts.
Chad likes pumas.
How much do you think about something is what creates the structure in your brain that becomes semi-permanent. You can usually change it, but it becomes a little semi-permanent. So the more you think about positive things, the happier you're going to be.
Hey, 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 oh!
It's who you are. It's who you are. What you think about the most.
It's who you are.
It's who you are. It's who you are. What you think about the most. It's who you are. Who you are. Who you are.
We've become what we think about. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Steven says Panther. Jack Roberts likes the eagle. Shecky likes an orange tabby cat named Griffin. Amanda goes for otters and dogs and on, loves animals. Matthew says, did you know camels eat cacti with all the spines? Well, someone's got to. Shecky can't pick between a fox, a bear and an eel. Who would win? Depends on the terrain, obviously. What you think about the most with Scott Adams from the album Almost Anything Could Happen Today. Almost anything could happen today, like the mouse breaks today. The mouse is broken. And other technicalities which I will not concern you with. But best be known that your boy is an absolute incredible professional, because you have no idea the technicalities I've been ninjaing over here like an absolute wizard. He says that, did you see that? If you're listening on the audio, the screen just went to one of those test cards. Anyway, look at that. Almost Anything Could Happen Today with Scott Adams CD. You can pre-order the CD. It'll be shipping in March from our facility in Texas. Almost Anything Could Happen Today. Full color 16-page lyric book. Made of actual physical material. Exists in the world. You can throw it at someone and kill them. If you so wish. If you were some kind of sort of exotic James Bond villain, you could take out that CD and you could go whoop, and you could take someone's head off. Get that now. Support the quest. And go get yourself some MEANINGWAVE ting. New merch coming soon. New merch coming soon. New quests coming soon. New magic coming soon. So much wonder and joy is incoming. I can barely believe it, really. Sometimes you're so engaged in a quest, an aspect of a quest, of just keeping the dream alive, that when the dream starts to become real, you don't even really realize. You don't understand. I'm getting on an aeroplane in the morning with suitcases, with some things I'm transporting from the studio. It's happening. I don't really believe it. But it's true. So, just goes to show. Just goes to show, man. Make some noise.
Existence, the physical universe, is basically playful.
Hey, the mouse started working again.
There is no necessity for it whatsoever.
This is a magical world.
It isn't going anywhere. That is to say, it doesn't have some destination that it ought to arrive at. But that it is best understood by analogy with music. Because music, as an art form, is essentially playful. We say you play the piano. You don't work the piano. Why? Music differs from, say, travel. When you travel, you are trying to get somewhere. One doesn't make the end of a composition, the point. If that were so, the best conductors would be those who played fastest. And there would be composers who wrote only finales. People go to a concert just to hear one crashing chord, because that's the end. Existence, the physical universe, is basically playful. There is no necessity for it whatsoever. It isn't going anywhere. Existence, the physical universe, is basically playful. But it is best understood by analogy with music. Because music, as an art form, is essentially playful. Same way in dancing. You don't aim at a particular spot in the room. That's where you should arrive. The whole point of the dancing is the dance. Now, but we don't see that as something brought by our education into our everyday conduct. We've got a system of schooling which gives a completely different impression. It's all graded. And what we do is we put the child into the corridor of this grade system. So they kind of, come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. And now you go to kindergarten, you know? And that's a great thing because when you finish that, you'll get into first grade. And then come on, first grade leads to second grade and so on. And then you get out of grade school, you go to high school, and it's revving up, the thing is coming. Then you're going to go to college. And by Jove, then you get into graduate school. And when you're through with graduate school, you go out to join the world. Then you get into some racket where you're selling insurance. And they've got that quota to make. And you're going to make that. And all the time, this thing is coming. It's coming. It's coming. That great thing. That great thing is coming. It's coming. It's coming. That great thing. That great thing. The success you're working for. Then when you wake up one day about 40 years old, you say, my God, I've arrived.
I don't know about that.
And you don't feel very different from what you always felt. By expectation. Look at the people who live to retire and put those savings away. And then when they're 65, they don't have any energy left. They're more or less impotent, and they go and rot in a senior citizens community. Because we've simply cheated ourselves the whole way down the line. We thought of life by analogy with a journey, with a pilgrimage, which had a serious purpose at the end, and the thing was to get to that end. Success or whatever it is, or maybe heaven after you're dead. But we missed the point the whole way along. It was a musical thing, and you were supposed to sing or to dance while the music was being played.
Coming.
Existence, the physical universe, is basically playful. There is no necessity for it whatsoever. It isn't going anywhere.
What a great song. How true that is. How often I must remind myself of all of these things. So many messages in these songs tonight are things that I very much needed to hear. I did. So it's good that I made these songs. And to answer your question, Chinchilla in Manila, who says, Akira, once you move back stateside, will you be changing up your streaming schedule at all? The answer is yes. As you know, I streamed like pretty much every day until we moved. And if you remember, some of you might remember the early days in Mexico. I was trying to stream out of various places. some like Airbnb we were in Cancun. It just was awful. It didn't work. Here initially, it was very difficult. It became better, easier once I got a studio built here after about 3 years. But even then, I don't know those of you that watched the Scott Adams School this week. The power went during that. Power going out is quite. It happens quite a lot in Mexico. So I've not streamed a huge amount in the whole time I've been here, which is crazy. So I'm looking forward to doing a lot more streaming, a lot more regularly in the brand new, the new Dawn Studios Nashville, which is currently something that exists in the potential realm, but will be brought into reality very, very soon. Now, let's go. I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. A brand new era, a brand new quest, a brand new chapter in the epic story that is MEANINGWAVE. And I'm excited that you're all coming along for the ride. If you want to support MEANINGWAVE as ever and the epic quest, that is MEANINGWAVE. Go meaningwave.com. You can get the Almost Anything Could Happen Today CD. You could also hit hey, go away. That's a very nice picture. Thank you very much. Thank you, picture. Where is it? Go MEANINGWAVE and hit support. See that support thing there? You can hit that. And that has all the ways you can support MEANINGWAVE. There's a Venmo and a PayPal and a Cash App. We've got a Patreon you can subscribe to, or you could send us a Bitcoin. We enjoy a Bitcoin or 12 around these parts. Either way, I think we can agree. I think we can all agree. On this simple little fact.
The old way of thinking is that if things are the usual frame, the old way of thinking is that if things are going wrong, the universe is acting against you. Have you ever thought that? Have you ever thought, my God, the whole universe is acting against me. Nobody can have this much bad luck, one thing after another. Right? Ever have that? Very, very suboptimal way of seeing your world. Now I'm going to reframe it. The universe owes me. The universe owes me. If you had a bad childhood, the universe owes you. If you had a bad divorce, the universe owes you. It's your turn.
Yeah, that's right.
It is almost impossible for anybody to have bad luck all the time. So if you have a string of bad luck, it is the surest sign that some good luck is on the way. Does that make sense? Because luck always gets to the average. People have average luck over time. In any small period of time, they might have extraordinary luck or bad luck. But over time, it's definitely going to go back to something like average. So if you're in one of those, man, I can't believe how bad this is, this week, it's the surest sign that the universe owes you, and it's going to pay you off. The universe owes me.
Scott Adams, Universe Owes Me, from the album Almost Anything Could Happen Today. Get that on CD at MEANINGWAVE.com. And thank you all for being here for this very special broadcast. Told you first, by the way. You got told first. I haven't told anyone else apart from, like, I told my mum and my auntie and my dad, and two of our friends here, and a couple of other people. Aside from those people, which is less than a handful, told you first, beloved Meaning Wave listener. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to hanging out with you very soon. I'll fly to Nashville tomorrow for the recce, and I'll let you know how that goes next week.
It's not music, it's music plus.